Did you know that in Davinci Resolve, you don't have to manually set your render settings every time you're ready to render a video? And if you're asking, what is rendering a video? You found the right place. Welcome back to Creator Reality, or welcome if you're new here. I'm John. I'll be your tour guide for Resolve today. We mainly do Davinci Resolve tutorials around here, but I also delve into the creator gear, try to make things a little bit easier for you on both ends of the filming and editing sides of the house. Anyway, without any further ado, let's jump into Davinci Resolve and I'll show you what we're working with. So here we are in Davinci Resolve. This is the edit page. If you're in Media or Cut or Fusion or any of the other ones, click on the edit button here at the bottom. And we've got our media pool. If you don't see media pool, it's right there. There's media pool. Now, I'm going to drag a piece of media in. It's just from my file explorer. And I don't want to change my frame rate. It's okay. I've already set it. Now I want to drag this down. I can just drag it right in here and Resolve will create a new timeline for me. Isn't that wonderful? So now I've gone through and pressed Control B and Control B, and that created two breaks, and I press delete and it gets rid of it. And I come down here and I delete some more and boom, I've done all my editing. Now it's time to render. So we've already imported media. We've already done a little basic editing. I've got some shortcuts up here you should learn. Now it's time to do the render. Well, this is not going to be our only time rendering, so we want to set it up and then save this as a preset. So I'm going to click on the Deliver page, which is where we're going to render our videos. And after an interminable wait, did I pronounce that right? We're going to end up in the Deliver page. Yeah, it's not responding now, of course. There we go. Okay. So by default, you're going to see this screen here, and it'll have presets for H.264 master, H.265 YouTube, Vimeo, all the TikTok, all that stuff. Scroll all the way to the left. This is where your presets are going to be. If you don't have any, don't worry, it's not going to show up, but we need to set one up. I'm going to create a new demo one, right? So under file name, I'm going to blank that out. So I'm going to select it all and press the backspace key on my keyboard. This way, when I click on a preset in the future, I'll know that it's set without having to look any further than the file name because it'll be blank. And it's going to be stored on my G drive. You can pick whatever location you want. Then we're going to go down. We want video. Yep, that's what we're doing. Export video is checked. I'm going to select QuickTime and then for format, right? And then codec, I want H.265. It's a lot smaller of a file than H.264 without any measurable loss in quality as far as I'm concerned. You feel free to tinker around, play with it, find the best settings for you, but these are my best settings. Under encoder, I'm going to choose NVIDIA to make sure my graphics card does it. And then under resolution, timeline resolution, which is a relatively new addition to Resolve. Yours may default to 1920 by 1080, and the frame rate may be 29.97. It's best, however, I think, if you make sure timeline resolution and timeline frame rate are selected. This will populate it based on the timeline that you are editing. So the resolution and the frame rate of the timeline that you're looking to render. We don't need to export alpha. If we're doing transparency, and I've got a video on that, then you might want that. And for quality, I'm going to select automatic and best. It seems to work pretty well. For encoding profile, I want main 10, so that's going to be 10-bit video. And then the rest of this, I can leave alone. This is going to be fine. And we can look under advanced settings, but there's nothing we really want to change there, so we'll collapse it. We didn't do any subtitles. The next thing we want to do is go over to File. Now, this File section, this is where you're going to want to be if you've had any issues with visual or audio artifacting. So, glitching visuals where it wasn't a glitch effect, or audio getting choppy, that sort of thing. Some computers, and mine has done it in the past, have kind of barfed on trying to render at full speed. So we can throttle that right here. Under render speed, we change it from maximum to any one of these other numbers. And I'm going to select 50. And it'll show you the disk space before and after, etc. And we're good to go. So we're going to go back to video. And before we click add to render queue, because you'll need that to render out the video, we're going to come up here to the three dots. And we're going to see, I have my other ones there. We're going to save as new preset. That's what you're going to want to select. We're going to type in a name, and I'm going to call it all caps demo, and click OK. And now you notice that this says demo. And if I click on demo, there is no way to show you this. So I'm going to double click this to minimize the window a little bit, not make it take up the whole space. I'm going to click demo. Now it's putting it here. I have 2 monitors on this computer, and Resolve likes to put that little window you just saw on the main monitor. I don't know why, but it seems to want to do that. But I've got all these, and I like to tinker with this occasionally, and I have different purposes. And if you have different types of videos that you're rendering and creating for social media, you might want to have multiple presets too, and you can create all of them that you want. I don't even know if there's a limit, but demo is selected. Demo is the one here, and you'll notice it's got all of our normal settings that we set earlier. And if I go to File, you'll be able to see it's throttled to 50 frames per second. Double click, it fills up the whole thing, and we can enter a file name. We'll call it demo render, and everything's been set the way we wanted it before. So we'll click add to render queue. It adds it over here in the render queue, and then you can click render all, and it'll create your video. Bob's your uncle. We rendered a video. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, boop the like button. Until next time, go check out this one, and I hope you're having a great day. Hopefully now you can render your own videos. John out.